Part of the rubric asks you to look at absolute and relative cell references. Now, the problem is with this, it's quite difficult to understand what an absolute and relative cell reference is unless you've seen it work. So what you'll find is that relative cell references are those references that you normally use. So if I type into the sum here equals sum bracket of task 1, which is B2, and task 2, which is C2, then those are using relative cell references. And what that means is that what it's actually looking for is wherever the answer is stored, it's looking for one cell to the left and 2 cells to the left. So it's looking for those 2 cells. So if I press enter and I copy that down, what I'll find then is the cell references change to 1 cell to the left and 2 cells to the left. So those are relative to where the answer is actually stored. Now, that's all well and good if you want that to happen. So if I click this down here, I want this to be these cells here, not the original cells up here. So that helps when we're copying down. The problem is if we start to do something like a rank formula. So if I go here and go equals rank, the first reference here, which is that rank, and I want the range of cells that I want to rank it in. So if I press enter then, that student there is 4th because that's the cell that we're looking at in relationship to these other cells here. Now if I drag that down, what I find then is that I'm looking at this cell and I'm looking at in relationship to D3 to D6, which is what I don't want. I actually want this range here to still be the same range. So I want the formula to copy down this reference and change this so that this is relative to where the answer is stored. But I want this reference here, which is what I'm relating that rank to always stay the same. So I want D3 to change to E3, to change to, D4 to D5 to D6 and so on down the line. But I always want this reference to stay the same. Now the way that we do that is by using absolute references. So I make a cell reference absolute by putting a $ next to the D and next to the 2, so next to the column and next to the row. What that means is that the absolute value of D2 and the absolute value of D5. So when I copy that down now, if I copy it all the way down and I double click on this, I can see that my cell D5 has changed, but the cell reference that shows the range that I want to rank against, D2 to D5, is still exactly the same.